In this video, I'm going to show how to use Adobe Premiere Rush to edit a video, and we're going to go over the essential basics that you would need for presentation work. So the first thing I need to do is to create a project. So I'm going to click Create New Project, and I'm going to label this Rush Edit. There we go. So I'm going to call the project Rush Edit. And the next thing I need to do is I need to find the videos that I want to include in this. And for this instance, I'm going to include this video, the short well unwrap SV, which is available on the site. And I'm just going to click on that. If I add other videos, they will get numbered in the order in which I click them. So if I want 1, 2, 3, or if I wanted it in a different order, I would go 2, 3. And that will be the order in which they are loaded into Rush. In this instance, I only want the one video. So I'm going to click Create. So here's the video. And just a quick rundown through the interface. We have a timeline bar here that we can scrub through the time. We also had the same mechanism here. At the top here we have the home and edit and share buttons, and we can add more media by clicking on the add button, and this box shows you everything that is inside the project. We have our undo and redo buttons at the top. Then we have titles, effects, color, speed, audio, and cropping and rotating. So to begin with, what I advise you do is to click this button down here, which opens up the track info bar. And what this does is it gives you access to these controls, which are kind of useful for setting up things like the dubbing. So the first thing I need to do is to cut the clip. So I know there's already some edits in this video, and those edits are about 5:07 and 8:58 and 12:30. So I'm going to scrub through and try and find that 5:07 edit. And if I play it from 5, I just go here and press play. And if you watch the video, you'll see that it jumps because there's an edit. And there's the jump. And what I want to do is I just want to mark roughly where that edit is. So I'm going to put a cut in there. So if you press the scissor key, that will split the video into effectively 2 clips. So the next edit is at about 9 seconds, about 8:50 something or other. Again, I'm just going to play the video and you can see there's the edit. And I'm just marking roughly where they are, just so that it's easy to find these edits later. And again, I'm just going to cut this. And then finally, the next one is at 12:30. So I'm just going to put a cut in there. And what those cuts do is it allows you to manipulate the parts of the video separately. So let's go back to this first edit. So the second clip, and I'm going to scrub through to a timeline of about 6:45. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this section of the clip. So I'm going to add another cut. So I now have it as an actual smaller section. And then I'm going to delete this clip. I can either right click and delete clip, and that will get rid of it. I can undo that. I can also press delete on the keyboard, and that will also get rid of it. And then I can select it, and there's also a delete button here. I can click that, and that will get rid of it as well. The next thing that I want to do is I want to trim one of the clips. So if I look at this third clip that starts around about 7, and what I want to do is I want to shorten this clip. And I'm going to shorten it by removing frames from the beginning and the end of the sequence. So if I click here on this bar, then what I can do is click and drag, and that will actually shorten the sequence. And if I click on the other end, again, I can click and drag and shorten the sequence. And what this is doing is taking the beginning and the end of the clip away. It's not changing the speed of the clip. So that it is shorter, but it's shorter because there is less frames at the beginning and end. With this last clip, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to make it shorter, but this time I'm actually going to change the speed of the clip so that it plays much faster. So if I play it at the moment, you can see that it's fairly slow, and that's because it's playing at the speed that it was recorded at. So what I'm going to do is I have the clip selected, and I'm going to go up to the speed control, and I'm going to change the speed control to about 240. And so this clip is now going to play much quicker. So again, if I do the same thing again, go to the beginning of the clip and hit play, you'll see now it's going to be over twice the speed. So if you've got a sequence that you want to speed up because there's a process, but you don't want to show the process in real time because it's a bit slow and painful to watch, then you can always just speed the clip up. Right. I'm just going to pause that. Now you can see here that this clip is marked with this pink bar, and you can see that there is information that tells you that it has changed its speed. If I go to a different clip, you can see that their speed is 100%. I can get rid of the speed control. You'll see that the time indicators, the speed indicators, have gone away, but this is still got a purple bar on it. So I know that this clip has a speed edit on it. Right, the next thing I'd like to do is add a title to this. So let's pick a title. Let's just leave this bar somewhere in the middle and add a title. I'm going to add a basic title, and I'm going to change what the title says to Well Unwrap. So there we have the title, and as you can see, it pops up and it will appear over the top of the images below, and you can stack these images. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it to the beginning, and again you can see that there's the sequence, and we can see the beginning of the video underneath the actual title. And I don't want that. I want the title on a black frame with no video underneath. So again, I can just click and drag and pop it on the line below, and it will squeeze it in front of the first clip. I'm also going to zoom in so that we can see how long this title is for, and I'm going to do that using this very long bar at the bottom. And if I change the length of that bar, this bar actually represents the segment I'm looking at and the entire clip. So I know I'm looking at the beginning and a very short section of the beginning, and then I can scrub through as well using this bar. So I can see this clip lasts for about 5 seconds. Again, what I want to do is I want to trim it down to about 2 seconds. So I'm just going to take the end section and trim it down. And now I should have a roughly 2 second long title. And then the main video begins. So dubbing is very useful because it allows you to sort out all of your video, and then you can go and add your own audio and explain things and narrate over the top of the video. So let's go and look to a section whereby, let's just say I'm unwrapping part of it. Let's call this dragging in. So in order to do the dub, what I can do is just click on this, and that basically allocates this section to be recorded on. When I press the record button again, there will be what we call a pre-roll, where there'll be a countdown so that I know when to begin. And it'll go 3, 2, 1, and then it will start recording, and I can start speaking straight away. So let's just do that. So I'm going to record. Here I am dragging the box which has got the UV unwrap in it. And then I can press stop. And you can see that that is the audio that I have recorded. It also got the end of the recording when I said press stop. So that's how you would dub part of the video. The next thing that we want to do is to do a call out. And a call out is basically where you want to draw attention to a particular part of the video. So at around about 8 seconds in, I actually add the UV unwrap as a modifier. So what I want to do is cut that section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a cut just before I click, and then I'm going to cut. I would normally cut just after, but I'm actually going to cut a little bit before so I can show you that you can trim even beyond. So let's go and do another cut. So now I have this sequence, and what I want to do is I want to duplicate it so that I can have a zoomed in effect. So I'm going to duplicate that, and then I'm just going to drag and drop it back. So these two sequences are exactly the same length, and they're one on top of the other. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually extend this so that it goes for the full point. And as you can see, it stops at about here. So when I zoom, we will see that it will switch out before I actually reach the point where I click on this UV unwrap button. So let's do the zoom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to crop and rotate. I'm going to scale this up. So I've got maintain proportions, or the aspect ratio, and I'm just going to scale this up to 200. And then I will adjust the vertical position so that I can see the top of the screen, and I'm going to adjust the horizontal position so that we can see the arrow clicking on the modify button. And if we play that, you'll see that there's an edit, and then I click to the unwrap, and the video ends too early. I don't quite reach. So again, what I would do is I will stretch this out. So I'm changing the trim, I'm making it longer, and then I can see that's when I click on it. So trimming can shorten a video, but if there is video beyond it, you can also extend the video as well. So now when I play this, we get a call out, which is a zoomed in version of the activity on the screen. So now that I've made the video, I want to export it. So I'm going to click on share. I'm going to have to name it because it doesn't automatically give it the name. So I'm going to call this Rush Well Edit. And I'm going to hit export, and that will go away, and it will export the video and save it in the location.